Got those sweet soul harmonies of Dru Hill at number 26 on my fantasy playlist, up 5 from 31. Fantasy playlist, October 26, 1996. Tell me what you want. A catchy record by Dru Hill. Here's the thing about the R&B harmony groups back in the 90s. You had Boys to Men in the early 90s, the early to mid 90s, and then you had Dru Hill that came along in the late 90s. They put out their first CD in 1996, and their debut single was Tell Me. Went to number 18 on Billboard's Hot 100. Cisco was in that group. Remember Cisco? He had that hit later on with the Thong Song and came out with Incomplete, I believe was the name of the real sweet solo record, slow record by Cisco. He sang with, he was in Dru Hill. He sings solo on one of the cuts off their debut album called In My Bed. Appropriately enough, I guess you could kind of pair that maybe a little bit with the Thong Song. And Never Make a Promise was another hit that Dru Hill had back in 1996, 1997. Album sold about 600,000 copies, and when they were real young, they got to appear at Showtime on the Apollo. Showtime on the Apollo, which was put together by the Apollo Theater. It was a musical television show. If they got to perform at the Apollo at a young age, then you know that they had talent big time. Here's another little tidbit about Dru Hill. This is really fascinating. This is one of these little tidbits that like you go like, wow, I'm so glad I found this out. Dru Hill, they got a job at a place called the Fudgery. It was in Baltimore. They're from Baltimore. It was at the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. And they sang and they entertained the customers while they were making fudge. Most of what they started out with was gospel. A lot of the R&B groups, a lot of the R&B acts, their roots are in gospel. But then they later moved on to the more secular stuff. Well, we got Dru Hill with "Tell Me What You Want" at number 20. Something got in my eye. Number 26 on my fantasy playlist of October 26, 1996.